This is the 8th episode of God's Chosen podcast. Today we are going to talk about how knowing yourself can help you to face and overcome adversity.
What up, chosen ones? God's chosen. How y'all doing tonight? So today I was thinking what should I talk about? Should I talk about last night? Should I talk about something else? And I came to the conclusion that there is an underlying theme behind all of this, behind everything that we go through, all the trials, all the tests that we go through. And there's something that can pull us through if we know it. I know you're like, what could that be? Well, let me tell you what that. So, one of the things that I take from the Bible is I take bits and pieces of things from the Bible here and there. And what I realize is I couldn't have done any of what I've done to this point without some sort of knowing of myself. So you know that phrase where it says, know thyself? I feel like that is so underestimated. I feel like it may not get enough attention because it is when you know yourself that you have the highest chance of success. Because if you know yourself, you know what you will, you know what you won't do, you know what you can and you know what you can't do. But the funny thing about that is knowing yourself, you know yourself up to a certain point, right? So you could have had an idea of who you were, and then you meet some kind of obstacle or challenge where you overcame that obstacle, you smashed that challenge, and now you have a greater sense of self, right? You have a new level that you've reached. You've kind of leveled up. So now you know yourself on a deeper level and you know something else that you're capable of, right? Whereas if you don't know yourself, you don't know your power, you have no idea of what you can and can't do. I mean, really, what you can and can't do, because you don't know yourself and you may have people around you that's trying to make sure that you never discover who you really are, because they might see things that you don't see, right? They might see you in a brighter light than you see yourself. They might see who you really are. And it's crazy because they've been around you. They've been observing you. They've been watching you. And they can see things that you pay no attention to, or things that you take as normal, things that you've been doing this thing so long, it's just normal to you. So to you, it may not be a strength, but they see it as a strength, and maybe it intimidates them. If you ever really knew it was a strength, maybe they're scared of what you could do. Maybe they're scared that you might leave them. You might go on and be your true, authentic self and live a wild, crazy, adventurous, successful, prosperous life. And they don't want that because they know they wouldn't be a part of that journey. But, a lot of things stem from knowing thyself. You know how you handle situations. You know how you know what you like, what you don't like. If something comes into your environment and it doesn't fit with the image that you have of yourself, you're automatically going to reject it, right? Because you know who you are. If you get some kind of random thought and you know you don't think like that, you brush that off. They can't get to you because you ain't regular. You ain't simple. You may look simple. You may look regular, but you're not. And they only find this out when they play with you. They only find this out when they come for you, right? And now that you know yourself, ooh, are they intimidated? Ooh, are they walking on eggshells around you? Because they don't want to catch the wrath if you were to ever find out who they really are. You know what I mean? What kind of you find out what kind of what kind of what kind of role they play in your story. What their real role is, not what they show you. Their real role, because they've been masking it for so long. And I just keep thinking about it. How can you overcome anything that's thrown your way if you know yourself? If you have God on your side, if you're doing the right things. And don't get triggered when I say that, because the right things, you may think you've done a million bad things, but we are always so harsh on ourselves. We're always so judgmental of ourselves and the things that we've done, and a lot of times that's just conditioning. That's what we've been programmed to do, right? Beat ourselves up after every mistake. We're not allowed to or taught to forgive ourselves. We hold on to guilt. We hold on to shame. We hold on to embarrassment. And those things can keep us down if we're not challenging them. We're not looking at the issues themselves and forgiving ourselves for or temporary lapses of judgment. I mean, we are human. We do make mistakes. We are not perfect, although some of us strive to be perfect, whatever their image of perfection is. But I would suggest that give yourself some grace. Give yourself some room to make mistakes. After all, we are learning. Hopefully, you're not the same person today as you were yesterday. Hopefully, you are taking the little lessons that you're learning and becoming better with every day. Don't beat yourself up. Give yourself some grace. We make mistakes. We just don't want to be continuously making the same mistakes. As I said before, usually if we keep making the same mistakes, then the lessons get tougher, because clearly we're not learning when it may have been an easier task. Maybe it was not as harsh of a lesson. But as we continue to not learn the lesson, yeah, it's going to be harder. It's going to be more crazy. It's going to probably be worse because the universe wants you to learn the lesson, and you need to learn the lesson in order to advance, in order to grow. These little things can hold us back, keep us from the big things, the things that we really want, the things that we yearn for in our soul. You know, we all come here with a mission. We all have specific desires, and we may not know why we have these desires, but the reason why we have some desires is because it's a part of our mission. It's a part of what we're here to do, you know? And sometimes there is a group of people that you have to connect with in order to complete the mission. And ultimately, our mission is to help not only ourselves, but to be of service and help others in numerous different ways. If you're curious what your role is, what you're here to do, I would suggest that you ask the universe what you're here to do. What's my role? Universe, why am I here? What is my role? Show me signs. Show me synchronicities. Show me a dream of why I'm here. And sometimes it may not be as elaborate as you may think. It may be something simple, something like something you do all the time naturally. For me, it's sharing my light, sharing my experiences, speaking on different ways that I've overcome certain challenges that might help somebody else heal who is facing the same challenge. I think of so many things. I think of so many creative ways to overcome, to do things differently. I feel like a part of me is guided to teach, to share how I overcame some of the most difficult experiences in my life. I mean, as I sit here today, I don't know how many people would have had the strength to do what I have done so far. It's truly rare. And I don't take that for granted. Every day, I'm actually falling more and more in love with myself. I'm being honest with myself. And I don't always get it right, but I strive to get it right. I strive to understand the why I do certain things, the effect that it has on me, my life, and the people around me. Sometimes you'll be just being your normal self, doing whatever it is you do, and you'll realize the way people see you is even more amazing, more special, more awesome than you see yourself sometimes. And like I mentioned earlier, it's probably because you've been doing the thing that you're doing. It's a part of you for so long. that you may not even see it. You may take it for granted. You may just be like, well, that's who I am. That's how I am. I'm giving, I'm nurturing, I'm helpful, I'm thoughtful. I want everyone to win. Despite what the world throws at me, because I know I can handle it. I can handle anything the world throws at me. And because I know that, I realize not everybody has that strength. Not everybody can do that. And let me share that with somebody. Let me share that with people. Let me share how I'm able to overcome these challenges. Sometimes it's tough when you're in a sunken place to find strength because you're consumed by your thoughts. You're consumed by whatever event you're going through at the moment. And friend, even though you know you need it, you feel like you don't have it. You feel weak. You feel like this experience is bigger than you, which is false, by the way. There's no experience that's bigger than you. That is a false belief, one that you should eradicate immediately. Step into your power and realize who you really are, because you are not just your body. You are way more than your body. You're way more powerful than you give yourself credit for. You just have to affirm your strength, your power, and take action from that place of strength and power. When you do that, everything changes. No more are you acting from a place of weakness. You are actually now being closer to who you really are. You're displaying the strength, the power that you already have. It's just that you had thoughts that were blocking you from displaying what was already in you. You're stronger than you think. You are more deserving than you think. I challenge anyone listening today to let go of thoughts and things and people that no longer serve you. Let go of the things that you know are harmful to your life. And you might say, well, I want to do that, but I don't know how. Sit down, take a minute, close your eyes, go within, and ask the question, how do I change this circumstance? What is the best way for me to proceed? Show me a way to move forward from this situation. Make the plan, execute the plan, and move forward. So it may take you a little time, but at least you know you're working towards something. You have a goal, you have a way out, and you're working towards it. And that should bring you some sort of comfort. You will have to kind of deal with the day-to-day of the situation you're in, of course. But like I said, keep your eye on the goal, knowing that one day you will overcome, you will get to the point where you are moved on from whatever situation or experience you're going through. And when I think about how far I've come within the last 5 years, kind of it's kind of amazing to me. There are certain things that I always knew on a subconscious level. I always knew that I was destined to be something, destined to be someone, because I was just different. I was just different. Like, there are many, many times in my life where I took the long way. I took the path that wasn't the most popular, the path that ended up to be the most rewarding. You know, I think about when I used to see like people and they would look like they were doing so well. They would look like a success. They would look like they have it all together. And I'm be like, man, I can't wait till I get to that point, because I know I'll get there. I just got to put in the work. I just got to do what I got to do and get there. I know I'm going to get there. You know what I mean? I never looked at anybody with envy or jealousy or anything like that, because I assumed that if they have all these things, they must have worked hard for these things. And that may be true in some cases, but a lot of times that may not be the case. You know, it depends on that person's character and their morals and who they are. But as I used to see, you know, people with various levels of success, and I wondered, how can I get there? What do I need to do to get there? But I always knew, like, I'm going to get there. It didn't matter how long it took. I'm going to get there. And one of the things that I noticed earlier on is, for me, I can't necessarily take a shortcut. Like, I can't scam. I can't cheat. I can't lie. I can't get money illegally. It's just not in me, because if I were to attempt to do those things, it would fail. And it would fail bad. Like, it would end bad. It would end bad for me, like super bad. Because that's not my path. My path is to lead, inspire, and show people how to get it the right way. And it's only through going that route where I achieve the level of success that I know I'm destined to achieve. And you know what? It feels right. It feels good. It feels better going to bed at night knowing that I'm out here contributing and I'm doing the right things. I'm helping people, and I'm still able to live a great life without doing anything shady or dishonest to live that life. And you have the family, you have the friends, you have the circle of people that want the best for you, that want you to rise and continue to rise and thrive in whatever it is you're doing. I feel like that's so important in your your rise, having the right people around you, you know, people that actually want to see you win. you can't really put a price on that. You can't put a price on a good mentor, a good friend, you know, a good soul family that wants you to win, that is there to pick you up if you fall or give you some kind words of encouragement to make sure that you keep going. And in knowing yourself, right, you know how you face opportunities that might scare you, new opportunities that you've never actually thought about doing, but you know that it could be a game changer. It could be something that reshapes your whole destiny. Certain opportunities are like that. And when you know yourself, you are going to have the wherewithal to push through, because you're going to fight through the fears. You're going to fight through the doubts because you know they're going to come. You know the doubts are coming. You know the I can'ts are going to come. You know, you're going to have these thoughts of what you can and can't do. But when you cast all that aside and you look at the opportunity and you realize it's not bigger than me. It's, the fear, the false evidence appearing real. Cast that to the side and realize that the things that are put in front of you are things that you can conquer. It's not an accident that certain things appear before you. The thing is, are you ready to meet the challenge at the time it is presented? Because what you will notice, certain opportunities, they come to you more than once. They show up in your life more than once. And you may be at different stages in your life, but that opportunity is there because guess what? You can do it. Whether you believe you can is something different, but you can do it if you actually believe that you can do it and you're ready to do it. You step into it, do it scared. Even if you're scared, go ahead and do it. Because some opportunities are that big, that necessary to shift your whole experience on earth. One experience has that kind of impact where now you're around a different set of people. Now you're moving with people who can be great role models, great mentors for you to get you to that next level and beyond. To get you to do things you never thought you would ever be doing. The craziest things that you could imagine, you out here living that life, you out here doing it. And it's because you decided to take the leap. You decided to challenge yourself, do the thing that you were scared to do. And you find out that not only did you kill it, but it changed your whole life for the better in ways that you can't even quantify sometimes. You just know that something just happened. There's been a shift in my life, in my reality, and I'm flying to the next level. I'm zooming. I've just realized that I am limitless. I have no restrictions. I can't be stopped. I am the only person that can stop me. There's nothing outside of me that can actually stop me, regardless of what people are trying to do, what people are saying. If I don't let those things affect me, if I brush those things off like you should, they won't affect you as long as you have a strong belief in yourself. You know what you're capable of. You know what you can do. That's dope. Never let someone tell you what you can do or what you can't do. But I appreciate you guys. On that note, I will end it right there. I appreciate you guys tuning in, listening. This God's Chosen, and I'm out.